Welcome to the best podcast on Team NBS Media with your host, Mark, from the Bronx, and Rick from Syracuse. The Mosque Podcast is far from your normal podcast. These New York fools love to talk shit and make fun of any and everyone. But make no mistakes about it. With over a decade in the game, they are qualified to talk that talk, unlike some of you assholes. They touch on everything from sports, entertainment, relationships, and lifestyle topics with their truthful and at times outrageous points of view. So buckle the fuck up, grab your mask, and put the kids to bed. It's gonna be a motherfucking wild-ass ride tonight. The Mosque Podcast is now live, bitches.
Yeah, well, I truly hope no one is offended.
I don't care. Fuck them.
You know what I'm saying? Well, welcome to another hopefully great episode of the Man's Podcast. I'm your host, Mark. My co-host, Rick. Rick, what's going on, bro?
Oh, not much. Let me tell you, I'm on vacation next week, and mentally, I feel like I'm already there. Just like my brain's shutting down this week.
Oh, shit. You got a holiday vacation popping off.
Yes, sir.
Oh, shit. Yeah, okay. I'll be at work. Well, you know, seeing while you enjoying it up, I'll be at work. So I get, I guess we get out the way quick. There'll be no show next week, everybody. What the fuck is the date for that? What? No, it's
the 24th. That's Christmas Eve next week.
Oh, hell yeah. All right, so we're going to skip Christmas Eve and then come back New Year's Eve for the end of the year, I guess, recap or whatever the hell we want to do. But yeah, okay, so there'll be no show on the 24th, which is next week. There'll be a show on the 31st.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's cool. Anyway, what's that, Tuesday? I ain't going no damn where. I'll be the fuck at work. You got just amazing. Like, fly for free anywhere I want to go. I don't want to go no motherfucking where. I'm like, fuck it, I just don't want to go no fucking where. Plus, I think I worked at Christmas anyway. You know, that's double pay. I mean, my kids grown, so there ain't no damn holidays, Christmas under no damn tree for me. My kids are over 20. They ain't with all that shit.
Just give them cash, Dad.
Facts. I got one, the little one text last night. It was like 9:00. He was like, Dad, can I get like $60? We went to a restaurant and I left the cash at home. I didn't know it was gonna be that much. I'm like, did you not look at a menu? Like, did you hit me with that? Oh, I left the cash at home. So I'm like, you ain't got nothing in your bank card? Like stop trying to play me, little punk. 9:00 at night, you texting me something. I'm trying to watch the damn football game. Bob me about some goddamn money because you hungry. Hell no, you better start a GoFundMe page. Damn kids, damn crazy. Anyway, y'all know what it is. We about to recap week. Where we at? 15?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, the season is the regular season is almost over. Damn, that was quick.
For sure.
Unless you're like a Dolphins fan or a Giants fan or some shit, and it's been like one hell of a long ass season. Let me stop joking the Dolphins. But as usual, we're gonna break down week 15, do our power rankings, do our picks. And we got a couple of, we got a new segment, we got probably a couple of new segments, I'm going to call them Rick segments. Rick has some interesting topics he wanted to, discuss this week. So as normal, we're going to start with the first game of the week, which actually I don't really go in order. I just start talking about the fucking games. It really don't even fucking matter. All right, so we had another baseball score. This was Thursday, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
We had the Rams defeat the Niners 12-6. Rick, thoughts on this game?
There ain't much to say. This was probably about all defense, and you know what? This is a game that you expected these two to come out and put up points on each other and try to prove who was ready to make that playoff push. And I think it was the exact opposite. You still got the playoff push there, but it wasn't on offense; it was on defense.
Interesting. I mean, despite all the injuries, the Niners still had a shot. The Rams were coming off, I think, that big win against Buffalo, right? the week prior. So you kind of thought that the Rams would just ransack the shit out the Niners. But once again, we talk about it all the time. Division games, shit happens. But this was also a Deebo Samuel game. Like, the week prior, you complaining that you're not getting the ball enough, they're not looking your way, and yet you're dropping the fucking ball every time they throw you the fucking ball. You're dropping. Pretty much at the end of the day, I'm going to say this, not a homer, but you could not be A.J. Brown. You complained about not getting the ball. They threw Brown the ball. He caught the shit. You complained about not getting the ball. They threw the ball. You dropped the shit. But, I'm not here to start trouble. However, that shit was a non-issue in the NFL last week when Deebo said that shit. It was all about A.J. Brown. The Deebo Samuel news just went, it was quiet. No one questioned him. No one questioned Brock Purdy. No one questioned the fucking coach. No one questioned the OC. No one questioned nobody on San Fran. They kept their focus in Philly. Yet both receivers said the same shit. But, that's just me. Fuck do I know? I'm a homer. I just,
I mean, I guess the only difference is Philly's, leading the division where San Fran's in 4th place. So how much do you really care that they're in last place and you're not getting the ball?
I guess in his eyes, if you give him the ball, you will no longer be in last place. I guess, Samuel likes to talk. He likes to talk a lot of shit. But, you got to back that up at the same time.
Right.
But, what can we say? They was down to their 3rd or 4th running back. The D is broken. The offense is pretty much minus the running back, and even the running back still had a kind of a good. Let me see what the ball finished with. They ran 19 times for only. Yeah, they kind of sucked ass. Yeah, Brock Purdy 14 for 31, $142. But he's going to get paid. I guess. Like, they're going to pay him this offseason. I guess.
Yeah, that's one of the ones that I'm going to be left scratching my head at because, you've got this winning team, but I don't know that he's playing like a top star to get paid like a top star. So I'm kind of curious to see what that one brings.
Yeah. But on the Rams side, it was a much needed win to stay in that position to make the playoffs. Because no matter what your record is in the NFC West or East or North, no matter where you at, the division winner gets in. Right. So, I'm saying if you fucking 9-7 or 7-9 or whatever, you're getting in. So the Rams got to keep pace. Just win out or whatever the case may be. Who they next closest? You still got Arizona and Seattle. But at 8-6. They're looking better than fucking San Fran at 6-8. Shit.
Yeah, for sure.
So
the whole division is like sandwiched in that 1 or 2 win spot.
Yeah, they all like super tight and shit. Who the Rams got? Let me see. Who the Rams got coming up anyway? I'm over hitting the damn score shit, not the fucking. They got the Jets and they got the Cardinals and the Seahawks in the season. So their playoff stump is coming within the next 2 weeks. Within the next 3 weeks, rather. All right. So, on their note, good win for the Rams. San Fran, better luck next year, fuckers. I got no love for them. All right. Next up, we got the Cowboys defeated the Panthers 30-14. Rick, thoughts on this game?
I can already hear the Cowboys fans shouting from the back of the room. Yeah, we're gonna come make a comeback. We're gonna shut up. You beat the Panthers, and no disrespect to the Panthers, because like we've been saying week in and week out, they're becoming a hot team. They're becoming trouble and a harder team for teams to handle. But Dallas is not getting by. Dallas is not making the playoffs. Y'all need to just enjoy the win and call it what it is.
We already know the Panthers are right. Granted, they're not the best team. They're growing. However, this Dallas team, I'm kind of, if I'm a Dallas fan, I don't know what to think, because all season, even with Dak, we kept saying, hey, if we had a running back, we would be so much better. This kid is running the ball like he had a buck 49 rushing. I think he had like another 100 yards last week and did almost the same thing the week prior. So the running back is there. Where was this at when Dak was playing? Like, it's the same fucking team. It ain't like y'all went and signed somebody, off the street. Y'all got the same personnel, but why are these guys playing so much better with Dak out of the lineup? And yet you're paying Dak, $100 million a fucking year. Someone really has to explain this one to me. I'm not getting it.
Well, it's kind of funny, and Dallas is in the situation they're in because that's their own fault. And as much as you can throw them under the bus for this, that, and the next thing, but at the end of the day, Jerry Jones was the one that said, yo, let's run it back. He didn't hit free agency that hard. He didn't really do much in the offseason. They said, let's go draft what we can, and we'll run it back with the same guys. And they're getting worse results. I mean, yeah, Dak's out, but like you said, how is the team operating better with him out than when he was in? So you either have to question the coaching, or you have to question the team's lack of faith in Dak Prescott. Because if they're playing better for someone who's not the starter, have they lost faith in him? His teammates, not the organization, because obviously they love him.
Oh yeah. That's Jerry's guy, or somewhat, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, watching them play, it's you sit back. I mean, I'm not saying Cooper Rush is starting quarterback worthy. But actually at the same time, coming into the season, I think he was like 5-1 as a starter. But I mean, he's putting up Prescott like numbers damn near. The team is winning. I don't give a fuck who you're playing. You're playing in the NFL. So it don't matter if you're playing Carolina or you're playing fucking Detroit. It really doesn't fucking matter. The fact of the matter is he's coming in and somehow this team has new life. I'm not saying they're making the playoffs. They just look different than what they did weeks ago.
It's the difference is, and I was trying to sit here and I'm trying to put my finger on it, but they're not as sloppy. It's not disorganized football anymore, and I don't know where to pinpoint that in, where the blame falls there.
I mean, a player goes out and they start playing good football. I mean, it's not really hard. Once again, I'm not saying Dak is a problem. However, if it quacks like a fucking duck, but once again, that's not my team. I'm saying that's some shit they got to figure the fuck out, because at this point, can you really sit here and say, let's fire the coach? Because obviously they still playing for him. Their season was over pretty much. Once again, not making the playoffs. I'm not saying they're making the playoffs, but they playing with new fucking life. And if you don't like your coach, you're not playing. Look at the Jets. Like, you're not playing with new life. Like, I don't know. That is one fucked up organization, yo. I don't know how to call it. I don't.
Yeah, they are the twilight zone of the NFL, man. It's such a weird freaking. It's so weirdly ran. It's one of those things where you won't be able to explain what the hell is going on. You never will.
Yeah.
You just say it's Jerry's world. They're all just living in it.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm so glad I'm not a fucking fan. They had Jerry on the radio today talking about eating squirrel brain. I'm like, what the fuck that got to do with? Like, you are by far the weirdest motherfucker in NFL, yo.
You can't question him about that because he loses shit.
But you talking about eating squirrel brain? It's weird ass motherfucker. Next up, we got the Battle of PA. Let me see. The Eagles beat the Steelers 27-13. Rick, thoughts on this game?
This was a pretty one-sided affair from everything I watched. You have to laugh at Jalen Hurts and his post-game comment. I thought that was quite funny. So that's what you're all looking for. Like, the funniest part about it all is the Eagles can turn it on at any moment. So it was entertaining to watch, because just as people were starting to count them out, like they have been doing, it seems like every checkpoint someone counts them out, they turn around the following week and show up and show why they are who they are.
I agree. The hardest part for me talking about this score is that I'm an Eagles fan, so sometimes you try your best not to come off like a fanboy. And I love the Jalen Hurts shit. came out here like Nino Brown, and like he came out there just no smile. It was no laughter. Like, hey, that's what like at the end of the day, that's what I wrote the article about. Like, yo, be careful what you ask for.
Right.
Like they run the ball, such, and they killing you. Oh, y'all can't pass. The first play of the game, there was no fucking Saquon Barkley. I was like, oh shit, this is about to be different. I've never seen him not in the lineup like that in the first play of the game. I was like, they came out shotgun, empty backfield. I was like, oh shit, they about to throw this shit all fucking day long. Like both receivers went over 100. At that point, what the fuck can you say? Right. Then I think I went in one of my Eagles groups and it was like, oh, they did that shit at the expense of Barkley. I'm like, have y'all watched Barkley all year long? Have y'all heard Barkley when he's mic'd up? Have y'all heard Barkley give interviews? Barkley is coming from New York. He don't give a fuck. Barkley wants to win a ring.
Right.
Not next season. He wants to take that ring this year and throw it right in the fucking Giants. So however he gets there, he just wants to he just wants to motherfucking ring.
Yeah, to that point, I mean, we saw it all over the social media earlier in the year where they asked him. He was like a couple yards away from his single game rushing record, and he's like, "No, let the young kids play, man." He gave it. He's not there for the accolades. He's not there to break these records. He's there to win football games, like you said. Like, so I don't think he gives a shit that the team passed the ball a lot more as long as they got the W. That's what it should be.
Now, I just want to make 2 points from that game real quick, and I go to the next game because even for my team, I don't want to spend the whole moment talking about my Eagles and shit. But there was two things that stood out to me the most. For one, I remember, and I'm going to keep mentioning your name, Brock. You dogged out Kellen Moore. I know about Kellen Moore in Dallas, of course, and then in I guess Los Angeles at the same time. But whatever was said that week with AJ, I think Kellen Moore woke the fuck up the next morning and said, I'm going to show y'all. What I mean by that is they passed the ball, which was lovely, but they also used Kenneth Gainwell. So Moore said, I'm going to show you how many fucking weapons we got at our fucking display. They don't use Gainwell. But Gainwell had like a total of 70 yards Sunday. Moore said, I'm going to use everything we fucking got. I'm going to show y'all who the fuck we are as an offense. And that's what the fuck they did. And then my second point, Steelers fans, y'all, if anybody listening from Pittsburgh or whatever, you got to explain one thing to me. You punt the ball in the fourth quarter. It's 10 and a half minutes left. Eagles got the ball on the 2 or the 3 yard line. You never get the ball. How the fuck do you allow a team to hold on to the ball for 10 and a half minutes in the fourth quarter? I have never seen no shit like that in my fucking life.
Especially on their own, too.
Like, and you never got the fucking ball back.
Yep.
And as a fan, I'm sitting here like, this shit can't be happening. I'm thinking, did I go to the bathroom and miss something? I'm like, nah. I'm like, damn, did they actually? I'm like, no shit, they did not punt the ball. I have never seen a drive that lasted 10 and a half fucking, like I said, at the own 2 or 3 yard line, and y'all never got the fucking ball back. And yet y'all want to talk about Kellen Moore's offense. That was an offensive fucking clinic right there. But that's all I got to say. That was wild though. 10 and a half fucking minutes. That's crazy in the motherfucking.
Especially when you see like 7.5, 8 minutes as being a long drive.
Yeah, that shit. I'm not understanding that one. All right. Next up, we got the Ravens beat the Giants 35-14. Rick, thoughts on this one?
Well, the Giants, may have locked up the first pick with this one. I don't see him winning many more games this season. But I got some talk on that later. We'll save that. At the end of the day, you're playing the Ravens, who are looking to make a statement as they try to work their way back from some struggles. So this game is exactly as you expected it to be.
Giants. Okay, here's my thing. So let's say you're playing defense, right? And you're trying to tackle a player who's pulling up his pants. I'm having a hard time thinking, how the fuck can you not tackle a player pulling up their pants in the middle of running all over your fucking ass like that? I mean, I seen some embarrassing shit, but my man is running, holding the ball in one hand and pulling up his pants with the other hand, and y'all just sitting there watching him like, I wonder if we're gonna see a butt cheek. Like, what the fuck are you thinking?
They're about to start throwing $1 bills. They were all in.
And then they asked him what was going on. Dude said, "Yo, I felt the air on my ass." Like, what the fuck?
He's gonna need a tighter belt here.
Yo, that Giants. Matter of fact, who did they start this week? Was it the Vito kid? Was it that kid? Did
I think they went with Tim Boyle this week.
Oh, like where y'all finding these fucking quarterbacks at?
The Miami Dolphins cast off.
Oh, well, okay, that makes sense. All right. They started Boyle, but then DeVito did come in.
All
right, but it really didn't help. And Ravens defense shut down the running game.
Mm-hmm.
Malik Neighbors, I mean, that's how good of a player he is. I mean, you got these quarterbacks that should be at ShopRite bagging groceries, and yet, my man still managed 10 catches for 82 yards and a touchdown. So I mean, his talent level is up there. He's going to be a great receiver. Well, you know what? I mean, I still think they should have kept Jones. Him and Jones was building the chemistry. It's just, I think the media just fucked that shit up more than anything.
That's the New York media for you.
And like Rick said, Giants. I guess you're just playing for the number one pick at this moment. And the Ravens, I was never high on y'all to begin with. I'm still a little leery. Of y'all at 9-5, but you're still in the playoff hunt and you're still trying to fight for that division in the North. So that was a great win by Baltimore. Giants, what the fuck? Fuck do we expect from them? Next up, this was not a bad game, actually. I live in New York, so I was kind of stuck. The Jets beat the Jaguars 32-25. Rick, thoughts on this one?
It looks like finally, what the hell is this game? It looks like the Jets finally found a way to hold on to a lead late in the game. Because let's be honest, I'll say ever since firing their coach, they hit a couple snags here and there along the way, but they've been in almost every game and they've lost in colossal fashion 2 or 3 of these games. They finally found a way to hang on to a lead.
Like I said, I was kind of stuck watching this game because where I live at. You finally got to see the Jets offense. The Jets defense is just terrible. I don't know what. I guess we do know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all fired really honestly. Y'all defensive coordinator, which happens to be the head coach. Yeah, and I always say, if they defense played like they should be playing, they would not be where they're at. Right. Plain and fucking simple. Their defense give up so many fucking leads in the fourth quarter. But you know me, I'm not here to defend people. But everybody points the finger at that one fucking player. I'm like, yeah, he fucks up. But he also don't play free safety or cornerback either.
Right. The fuck?
You all right?
Yeah.
Rick going through some shit over there. Y'all said Syracuse background. I'm trying to tell y'all right now. But, that was not a bad game. You got to see Devontae Adams for who he is. Mm-hmm. And like me watching the game, Rodgers does do some shit when you're like, okay, you can see that this dude is 40-something fucking years old. Like, you can see it.
Right.
But then you got the moments where you're like, God damn. Now I see, you see Aaron Rodgers and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, honestly, I think he should just walk away. It's time. You're old. Like, if I watched this man run 30 yards the other day, I was saying, like, yo, dude was running in slow fucking motion. I'm like, y'all can't tackle him.
Well, here's the fucking problem you're gonna run into with Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna come out and he's gonna play the back half of the season decent enough that they'll keep him around next year and totally fuck up moving forward. Because like you said, I do. I think he's done. Will he still make plays? Yes. Will he still have great games? Yes. I don't think he's making a 17-win season or a 17-game season. I don't see him succeeding in the playoffs, making a Super Bowl push. I don't think he's that guy anymore. Can he still go out and play? Absolutely, but not at the level he used to.
So at that point, like, as a competitor, what do y'all want him to do?
Well, I mean, it comes down to what the Jets want to do. You can't just say, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers, here's the keys to the city. Go out and hopefully you'll win us a ring." No, bring in someone that's going to be his competition. Don't just hand him the starting job.
Oh, so you're saying don't walk. So you're saying Rodgers should not walk away. You're saying they should make him compete for the job.
Yeah, I think there is. I think if you got a guy that can come in and either be his backup and play at a high level or can match his play, then absolutely put that on him. I don't think he's at the point where he earns the starting job anymore without it's it's so hard to say because you are talking about Aaron Rodgers, who is one of the all-time greats. But this late in his career, you can't have like you had earlier in the season where they're just struggling and dropping passes and the quarterback and receiver timing isn't there. You can't have that with the young talent you have and expect to build for this team going forward. You need to have a backup plan. You need to have something to build off of going forward. You can't put yourself behind another year because now your young talents, their contracts are going to come up and they're going to be like, fuck this, I'm going to the team that's paying me more. They got a better shot at winning.
Granted, and also, what team is leading the league in drop passes? The fucking New York Jets. Once again, but everybody points a finger at that one guy. I think it was Kansas City like a year or so ago, and they was like, "Oh, we're not gonna blame Mahomes because his receivers keep dropping the fucking ball." But once again, when it's Rodgers, it's crickets. The Jets are leading the league in drop fucking passes, so that means the man is still getting it done. They're just not doing their job as well. I'm not here to say Rodgers is perfect. Hell no, he takes the blame as well. But I'm that dude that's going to say, let's look at both sides of the fucking coin. If I'm throwing to Adams and Wilson and Lazard, and y'all keep dropping my fucking passes, of course my number's going to look fucked up.
Well, I will say, and I think that is where people kind of throw him under the bus a little bit more so than any other quarterback because they want him to take the blame, to shoulder some of that responsibility. I don't think anybody would nobody's trying to give him a free pass, but I think they'd give him a little bit more of a cushion if he said, you know what, I'm just as much to blame as my guys are. I could be playing better. I could be doing this. But like where he frustrates a lot of people, he's like, this person's not doing that. That person's not doing this. Here's where we suck. And he doesn't take the blame. And that's why people are so quick to point out his mistakes.
I'm sorry. I'm not taking the blame for nobody dropping the fucking pass. I don't give a fuck what it is. I'm not. Oh, yeah. Oh, I threw the pass to Rick. Well, perfect. Rick dropped it. You know what, y'all? That was my fault. No, the fuck it ain't.
No.
Catch
I'm not
the
saying
fucking
that.
ball, Rick.
Exactly. If I drop the ball, that's on me. But like, there were times where the receiver and the quarterback aren't on the same page, and he clearly could have just like, hey man, he threw the wrong route. Whether the receiver ran the wrong route or the quarterback threw the wrong route. If you're the one throwing the wrong route, say that's on me. Don't be like, oh, the receiver was in the wrong spot, blah blah blah. Take ownership of your mistakes too.
Granted, and I get that he can do a lot better with that. That's why I like watching, the Pat McAfee show, because he'll get on there and say, yo, this was boom, boom, boom. I fucked up, boom, boom. I don't know why he don't do it when he get to the press. I never understood that. Right. Like when you get to the presser, like you're saying, take that responsibility. You take it when you get to the Pat show, which is probably one of my funniest I love that fucking show to death. That show reminds me of this show so fucking much because they just say whatever, yo. I didn't know ESPN allowed motherfuckers to get in and curse and say all kind of crazy shit. But Pat show was wild as shit, yo. All right. Yep. So what we got? Oh, we ain't got Joe this week. All right, next up we got the Commanders. Beat the Saints 20-19. Rick, thoughts on this one?
If I am the Commanders, I'm starting to worry. What do they want? They've lost what? 3 of their last 4? No, 3 of their last 5, and they just barely snuck by the Saints team by 1 point with what is he, the 3rd string quarterback?
I don't even know where the fuck he came from.
You have to throw a red flag up at that point. Like, what the hell's going on? All of a sudden, they're starting to slow down towards the end of the year.
God. And mind you, this team started off, we talk about every week, smoking cats, 90 points in 2 games, and till they ran against the Buzzsaw. But still, at the same time, I mean, injuries. They lost Alvin Kamara in the middle of this game, but yet that fight in them, they just would not give up. Commanders, y'all walked away lucky. In this game, Saints bad clock management. And right. Here we go with this thing again. You got a chance to either tie the game or win the game. Granted, Saints ain't going to the playoffs, but it's like one of them. I understand it, but I don't understand it. As an Eagles fan, I'm like, yo, take into overtime and beat these motherfuckers. If you don't get that, like, dude, you're already not going to go into overtime. Give your team a chance. That two point conversion shit, it's not guaranteed. I'm not playing around like that.
Now that you brought up that, I forgot all about that 2-point conversion because I was so pissed off at the end of the game. This is one thing that pissed me off about that 2-point conversion. They ran the exact same play at the end of that, and like all 3 defenders converged on him, and the guy was open in the back, and that's a QB heads up play, and that's someone that doesn't have the experience of playing on a regular basis. But like, dude was wide open in the back of the end zone. Please, if you're gonna go the whole game on the line, do not run the exact same play you just ran. Give the same look to win the game. Like, what are y'all doing?
We can't say they're trying to win. Because, like you're saying, you run the same fucking play. I guess they in their mind like, hey, it works, so let's try it. No. I don't know what like I said. I would have went for the tie and gave my team a chance, but somehow, I can't lie though. These kickers this season, they just on something else. I don't know if it's in the water or if it's something I do with gambling. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but they are not on a fucking game this season,
bro. Jason Sanders is fucking pissing me off. He'll miss an extra point, a 32-yard chip shot, but he'll bang a 50-yarder all fucking afternoon. I'm like, dude, you are testing my blood pressure right now.
All these motherfuckers, they just out here just wilding. But I mean, Commanders, good win for y'all. You stayed a couple games behind the Eagles. We got y'all next week, so hopefully you fuckers lose and we can just go ahead and take the division. Saints, I get it. Injuries keep piling up on y'all. And, it's just one of them fucking seasons where nothing is fucking going right. Good win by the Commanders, though. So glad Joe not here this week. All right. Next up, we got the Bengals defeated the Titans 37-27. Rick, thoughts on this game?
I don't even know what to say about the Titans anymore. Like, I don't understand how they're this mismatched. Like, you got rid of a good coach to play this style of football that's like sloppy and disorganized. And okay, you guys play with heart. You're in a game against the Bengals who, are 6-8, but they're, they come on late in the season. So scoring 27 on them, nothing to laugh at. But at the end of the day, you still played like some of the sloppiest football I've ever seen. It's so, there's no discipline with the Titans.
Quarterback is an issue. Will Levis, he's not getting it done. Then you got Mason Root. Like, you don't have nothing. And somehow I guess they stuck with Levis for this year. They have had bad quarterback play. I think Ryan Tannehill had 2 good years with them, but he also had Derrick Henry and at a point, like I'm saying, he had, he had some players behind him. This team. You got Calvary, but other than that, they kind of pretty much suck ass. With they 3-11, and I mean, you went against Cincinnati, who is by far one of the most confusing fucking teams. Right. As a football fan, you want to root for them just because you know what they can do. But then they go out and they play, and you're like, who the fuck are y'all? Like, one week y'all look like y'all can win the Super Bowl. Next week y'all look like y'all should be the number 1 pick in the draft. Like, they kind of like that. Matter of fact, they are the AFC version of the Cowboys. That's exactly who the fuck they are, but with all their players.
Right.
So I don't know, man. But good win by the Bengals. I mean, you're not winning shit. You're not going to the fucking playoffs. But Joe Burrow, continue to be who you are. Chase Jesus, who the
Look
fuck wouldn't want this dude on 18?
Look how many times they've hung up like 30, 35 points and lost. Like, this team is so, like you said, so freaking confusing.
Yeah, they worry the fuck out of me. I'm not,
Y'all
I'm
need some
not.
defense in the draft, dude. If
Yo,
your
they
team's
need
consistently putting up 35 and you're not winning games, that's a problem.
facts. They need some, yo. I mean, you got Kaseki, which was your boy down there in Miami. But
You didn't do that in Miami.
yeah. He had a couple of games down there in Miami though with y'all.
He had some good games, some good
He had a
catches.
couple
Yeah,
of
I
good
ain't
ones.
hating.
Chase Brown has been balling for Cincinnati, but Burrow, he did those 2 picks though. But I mean, good win for them. Ain't no playoffs coming though. But I guess better luck next year. They got to pay our receivers though. They got to pay T Higgins because his ass about to be out.
Yep.
Deuces. All right, next. Oh man, next up we got the Chiefs defeated the Browns 21-7. Rick, thoughts on this one?
I don't really have any no thoughts on this fucking game, man. The Browns continue to brown. The Chiefs continue to chief. At the end of the day, the biggest story to come out of this game is Patrick Mahomes getting hurt. That could be problematic for them. This late in the year, they'll probably, they can probably shut him down. I wouldn't push it. Oh, you don't get the first round bye. Who gives a shit? You got a team good enough that can win at any point. What are they, 12-1, 13-1, something stupid? Fucking shut them down for the year and go into the playoffs healthy.
God damn, they are 13-1. Shit. 13-1. Yeah, his ankle. Yeah, I probably would shut him down for like a game or so. Let Carson Wentz get in there.
Hold
on. Let me see. Nick Chubb, broken foot. Like, damn, you talking about just bad luck all around? Damn. Like shit. Just blew his knee out. Was the last year or some shit in the beginning, and now he come back here. Now he got a broken foot. Jameis Winston was benched. Hey, Jerry Jeudy, he's a fucking baller. He's still out here balling. I think another 100-yard receiving game for them. But once again, going back to the Chiefs, like, yo, I mean, they still just keep finding ways to fucking win games. At 13-1 is like, like we can keep looking at them and saying, yeah, but they're cutting it close. Yeah, but they're fucking 13-1.
Right. And at the end of the day, I looked at their schedule and I don't know they could afford to shut them down. I mean, they should though. I just saw they've got the Chiefs. The Chiefs have the Steelers, the Texans, and the Broncos coming up. They're gonna have 3 tough games, and you don't want that guy going out there trying to do too much to try to win those games and hurting himself even more, cutting out your playoff chances. So, man, if y'all don't get the first round bye, at least you go into the playoffs healthy.
True indeed. All right, what we got coming up here? Oh yeah. Okay. All right, so we got sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I look, bro. I didn't make the fucking score. All I did was put the shit on the fucking computer screen. The Texans defeated the Dolphins 20-12. Rick, I know you got thoughts on this one.
This one was a tough game to watch. This was essentially a must-win game, and it's another instance of Tua being one of those guys that is a phenomenal quarterback, but shrinks so much in these tough games. 4 interceptions I think he finished with, man. He tries to do too much. You've got the talent. Yeah, Jalen Waddle got hurt. He had to sit out the rest of the game. But come on. This was a must-win game. You can't keep forcing the ball to Tyreek. You have to find ways to get guys open and throw these guys open.
Wait a minute, that's what happened to Waddle? Waddle got hurt?
Yeah, I think
I was wondering why he was fucking up my parlay.
I think it was a knee injury, something. But at the end of the day, they needed this win. Now they're not out of the playoffs, but they got to win out. They need 2 or 3 teams to lose out, and they need the Colts to lose a game. It's not happening, dude.
Bro, they out the playoffs.
We know. But Miami needs to take a good, hard look at what they want to do this offseason, because they can't keep banking on strictly speed alone. They need size, they need physicality, and they just don't have that passion right now on this football team.
Shit. I can't call it. I think they still got a stellar defense. I don't know what's going on with the offense lately. But like what was working for them maybe 2 years ago, the crossing routes and where Tyreek was just running through, it's not work. It's like teams is like, all right, we're gonna stop this shit. They gotta figure something out now. I mean, Tua still can throw the ball deep with the best of them. You still got Waddle and you still got Hill. You got Smith, who's emerging as one hell of a fucking tight end. Etienne, who is one hell of a dual back.
Mark's good size.
Word. Mozart, I don't know Mozart or whatever the fuck that nigga name is. I don't know. Like, it's like all the pieces are still there. It's just something is just not. It's just one of them seasons, yo. That's how I can just say it's just one of them seasons. It's same thing with Cincinnati. You just have one of them years where it's like, you know what, everything is just not working in our favor this year.
And I think the fans are a little bit misguided, the people that are calling for Mike McDaniel to be fired. I don't think it needs to go to that extreme. We can't keep hitting the reset button every 2.5 fucking years when they have a bad season, dude. This guy has shown he can make the best of his players. You took Tua to the next level. They need to find a way to A, win in December, B, to beat good fucking teams. That's the one thing holding them back. All year long, they could run every route they have in the book, score as many points as they want, but if they can't win in December against playoff teams, then what are we doing?
I don't know, but sorry, Dolphins, yo, tough loss. I mean, y'all,
Yes,
you're right there. I mean, once again, mathematically still not eliminated, but reality-wise, yeah, y'all done. Good win by the Texans, though. The Texans really, 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 really needed this motherfucking win, just as bad as the Dolphins did, though, real. But I think Texans locked up the AFC South, which is really not fucking hard to do. Wait a minute, who the fuck is in the AFC South? Texans,
Colts.
Yeah. All they gotta do is just show up every week, and they won the fucking division. It's a wrap. Speaking of the Colts, the Broncos beat the Colts 31-13. Rick, thoughts on this one?
I want to say I saw this one coming. At the end of the day, the Colts again are another team that wasn't in the playoff hunt, or they're in the playoff hunt, but they're not really in the playoff hunt. They've had a few good games. Nothing that they've put together has shown they deserve the playoffs. But at the end of the day, this is a division game that the Broncos needed that win. The Broncos are probably going to get that last playoff spot, keep the Colts out, obviously. So I think that the Broncos were better set up and were a more organized and more fundamental team in this game.
I'm still amazed these motherfuckers keep winning. I ain't gonna lie. Sorry, Keith. I'm just still amazed that the Broncos just keep winning the Colts. Once again, I don't know how to call this Anthony Richardson shit. I don't. He shows you flashes. Then once again, I'm glad I don't have to root for him. But Broncos, that look, great win for them. I just learned one thing about them though. I will no longer put none of their running backs on any of my fucking betting parlays because y'all do that running back by committee shit and it just fucks every fucking thing up. So fuck y'all and y'all with the fucking FanDuel betting parlays. But good win by the Broncos though, keep in the playoff hunt. All right, next up we got here. Oh yeah, we got the Cardinals defeated the Patriots 30-17. Rick, thoughts on this one?
Man, I thought the Patriots going to have a better standing.
Yes, you did.
I really did. I picked them to win. But that's the downside of a bad season. You're gonna have the games where you should have been favored to win. That you didn't.
Look at that. You got Dr. Coleman in the chat.
I saw that. I had to pop up on Facebook. But yeah, it's one of these things where the Patriots are still figuring things out. The Cardinals have been a sleepy team all year. They've been good. They've been kind of but they finally started to come around towards the end of the year, and they really needed this win, and they went out and got it.
For some reason, Rick decided that the Patriots was going to win this game, but we ain't gonna get to the picture. Just wait till we get to this shit. But the Cardinals, once again, great win. That's still a young team, and I just got the alert that they just signed Budda Baker, their safety, to a big contract. I always thought Budda was gonna make his way to Philly, but right now we don't need that motherfucker. So y'all can sign this motherfucker to all the fucking money y'all want. And Greg, if you're watching, we're going to get on that Eagles Cowboys situation you was talking about as far as the contract goes. But still got a couple more games to talk about, and we got about to fly through this. But good win by the Cardinals, keep you in the playoff hunt. Not just the playoff hunt, keep you for the division as well. Patriots, hey, better luck next year. I'm sorry. It depends on how you view football. That's all I'm going to say to this one. The Bills beat the Lions 48-42. Rick, thoughts on this one?
My exact thoughts on it. We both picked the Lions on this one. After how the Bills played against the Rams, I'm like, yeah, this is an easy win for the Lions. But man, you want to talk about a bad break after a bad break after a bad break? The Lions are going through it right now.
Yeah. Once again, like I'm saying, depending on how you view this game. It was a good game. It was a bad game. You score 48 points, you give up 42. You score 42 points, you give up 40. It depends on, like, for a fan of the game,
right?
Hey, we all want to see offense. I don't know what I learned from this game, and I'll talk about that in my power rankings later on. As you see, I made some major movements because of this game.
Yeah.
But Greg had made a post was it yesterday or maybe it was today? I can't remember, yesterday or today, that he said Saquon Barkley for MVP. Once again, I fucked with Saquon. He plays for my squad. But this motherfucking Josh Allen, son.
Yeah.
like, yo, if I had a vote right now, he is my MVP. Saquon, you could run for 8,000 fucking yards.
And I will say this, not to cut you off, but if you look at it side by side with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, who is the former MVP, I think at the end of the day, Lamar Jackson has better stats. But man, what Josh Allen is bringing to the Bills this year is something that they haven't seen in a while, man. This guy is trying everything he can to will them to win games, and that's what an MVP is. It's not just stats for me. You know what I mean? It's he's coming out and playing his ass off.
And we got to remember,
and I hate to admit that as a Bill.
You got to remember, like, we thought that he just was like, yo, he don't have this weapon, he don't have the receiver, he don't have the running game, and yet here the fuck they are. Like, I cannot not look at him and say, damn, like, I would not mind having this motherfucker on my team. Like, that's how I know, like, yo, MVP type dude. I'm looking at you and like, damn, I would not mind having you taking snaps from my center. Like, yeah, Josh Allen is really that. And honestly, he's always been that dude. But I think I was watching it today, and it was like, yo, the issue with Allen is, he will always make a mistake or two or three or four. This year, he's not making those mistakes.
Well, even so, like, the guys that want to win are going to make those mistakes because they're going to take those chances. The guy that's sitting back, not taking any chances, he's not making any mistakes, but he's also not winning football games.
Yeah. Allen is balling. I mean, he got his team up there. Look, good win by the Bills. The Lions, I mean, you get maybe this much sympathy, but, you're going through what every other team probably went through in the beginning, in the middle of the season with injuries. Your injuries just coming at the wrong fucking time. And I feel bad for Montgomery. I like Montgomery. That backfield, Montgomery and Gibbs, was dope. Now Montgomery is lost for the year. I think another two defensive players went down, and I got y'all gotta go to the fucking CFL or somewhere, call the Rock up. Like, y'all gotta get some, like, this shit is getting crazy.
I'm gonna go freaking burn some sage in that stadium, get whatever cursed you out of there. Holy shit, man.
Something right.
Someone shared it in the chat earlier. What they have, like 12 defenders that went down?
Yeah. It fucking sucks to be a fan of their team, but look, good win by the Bills. Much needed win against a good quality opponent. That was, especially after losing to the Rams last week. So that was a much needed win. But once again, the Bills are still, to me, they're still up and down team. But I mean, Allen is doing this motherfucking thing, man. Allen is doing this fucking thing. Next up, we got the Buccaneers beat the Chargers beat the shit out the Chargers, 40-17. I didn't see that one coming. 40-17. Rick, thoughts on that game?
The Buccaneers went out and made a statement in this game. I think they're winning that division, if I remember correctly. And then the Chargers have been playing good football all year long, and the Buccaneers went out and said, "Hey, man, we need a win. We need to prove that we're still playoff contenders without our, on top of everything we've been through this year." And they went out and won a game in dominant fashion. So hats off to them. That was a much needed big win.
The Chargers. Like, I get it, first year on the hardball, some things got to get done. The Buccaneers defense came out and just completely crushed the Chargers. I think they had 32 yards rushing, but only had 11 fucking carries. But when you're getting your ass beat the way you're getting your ass beat, you can't run the fucking ball. Let me see. If I'm the Jets or Carolina or Cleveland, I'm looking at Baker Mayfield and I'm looking at Sam Darnold and I'm thinking, wow, what the fuck did we let go? Like, I think the Cleveland shit got to hurt more than anything. I mean, not the Cleveland, but the Baker Mayfield shit got to hurt more than any fucking thing. Because Baker is playing like he's back at he came from Oklahoma. Like he's back playing like he's a Heisman fucking trophy winner. Like Baker is doing this motherfucking thing. And then also what gets me about that team is they're not healthy. Imagine if they had Godwin back. Like, that's how good of a fucking team that Tampa Bay has. They, just going through a little bit of pitfalls. But that was not a much needed. I mean, actually, honestly, it wasn't much needed win because I think you're only a game ahead of Atlanta in the division, and Atlanta owns a tiebreaker. So Buccaneers, they have to win out. Atlanta can suck all they want, but they got the two. They beat them head to head twice. So Tampa Bay has to keep their foot on the fucking gas, or Atlanta can fuck around with a fucking 8-9 record in the fucking division. And
that division always sends someone with a losing record to the playoffs.
Yeah, but once again, I wouldn't want to play them. Buccaneers got the Eagles' numbers. I would not want to play this Buccaneers team. Those motherfuckers are scary. Shit.
Up until the Bills beat the Lions, the Bucs were the only team to beat the Lions this year.
The Buccaneers also the only team that beat somebody else too. Or they beat our ass, but we ain't had nobody. But fuck that. But still, Buccaneers are balling. All right, next up we got Packers beat the Seahawks. I didn't think they were gonna beat them this bad. 30-13. Rick, thoughts on this one?
I think I picked the Seahawks in this game.
Once again, I ain't gonna comment, but yes, you did.
I was picking all over the freaking map this week, but you know what? The Packers needed to win. The Packers are a better team than we have, or myself, have given them credit for. I've seen them play a lot of good games, but I thought Seattle would show up as with their defense, and it did not happen. They're too streaky. I don't know what's going on with this Seahawks team, but they're 1 week they'll shut a team down, the next they'll get blown out 30-13. So something's got to give there. I think, are they still leading their division?
Oh yeah, 8-6. Yeah, they right there. They still in the hunt.
Oh yeah, they're tied with the Rams. So they need the next few games, but they got to figure it out if they're going into the playoffs. Because at the end of the day, you can't be good 1 week, bad next week. You can't be this Jekyll and Hyde for the rest of the season and expect to get where you're looking to go.
True. I mean, they also lost Geno. This game, they were without their top running back as well. Kenneth Walker this game as well, but still, this was a much needed win game for them right here. But it's something about Jordan Love when you get past week 12 and shit, where he just becomes Patrick Mahomes 2.0. Right. He's clicking. The offense is, and that. We once again, not to go off because time constraints and all that, but stop doubting running backs. Oakland I keep saying fucking Oakland. Vegas was like, you know what? Fuck Josh Jacobs. We don't need this motherfucker. Thank you. I mean, the same way Eagles and the Ravens can say thank you for Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley. Green Bay can now say thank you for Josh fucking Jacobs. I'm not saying that was wrong with Aaron Jones and them, but I mean, Jacobs did change that offense in Green Bay.
You want to know the craziest thing ever? The Green Bay Packers are 10-4 in this division and are in third fucking place.
God damn. That's crazy.
Yeah. Shout out to the NFC North.
And not even 10-4. Not even that. I think and they're 2 games behind.
Right.
You would think someone at 10-4, you might be a game behind. They're 2 games behind.
Right. It's such a wild division this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't play nobody in that motherfucking division. That division is real, son.
Unless it's the Bears.
Yeah, yeah. Oh shit, damn. Speaking of, there we go.
There it is.
The Bears, shit. The Vikings beat the Bears 30-12. Rick, thoughts on this one?
The Vikings needed this win. It sounds funny to say that the Vikings needed to win at 12-2, but right now the division lead is 12-2, and the Lions are looking fairly beatable right now with all their injuries we just talked about. The Vikings might mess around and win this division if Detroit can't keep their foot on the gas pedal. So this was a much needed win, a much needed win against a division rival. So the Vikings are right there. Don't count them out yet.
Not just the division, yo. Vikings might fuck around and win the fucking the number 1 fucking seed.
Right.
But once again, everybody's so focused on the fucking Lions and the fucking Eagles that the Vikings are like, yeah, okay, y'all keep talking about them.
Right.
We fuck around be the one representing the fucking NFC in the Super Bowl. Like that's how I feel about them. And I guess we'll talk about it, at the end of the year, because once again, time restraints, but he got this fucking Sam Darnold. Somebody got a decision to make. It's like we could talk all these motherfucker what? This motherfucker is what, 12-2? Do you just let somebody like that walk out the fucking door? Right. I just don't fucking know. But great win by the fucking Vikings, Joe. You're keeping your foot on the Lions' neck, on the Eagles' neck, and fucking the rest of the NFL, because you're the team that's forgotten. And they are fucking right there. Right. Last but not least, it's like, damn, every week is just one game I wish we can just skip and not talk about. And this is it. The Falcons defeated the Raiders 15-9. Rick, I mean, if you got any kind of thoughts on this motherfucking game.
I didn't even watch this bullshit. I didn't. And, what I will say about this game, because I will say something about this game because, I have to cover all of them, but it's time. Like, I know for a fact the Falcons are still in the division. They still can win, blah, 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 blah. But it might be time. It might be time to put that other guy in because Kirk Cousins is not looking good. Threw for 115 yards against the Raiders.
No. You can't put him in because he has not played this season. You're trying to throw him into the mix of a playoff push. He's a rookie. He hasn't taken one snap this season. Like, you can't do it. I mean, he probably has taken one snap, but you can't do it.
But, I mean, come on. Kirk Cousins was 11 for 17, 117 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Kirk Cousins is not playing his best football right now.
Neither was Jalen Hurts. They putting up Jalen Hurts type numbers.
Who wasn't playing great and who responded to a benching? Fucking Bryce Young, man. Pull a Bryce Young on him.
But Bryce Young's team was like 2-90. Like, there was no hope. Atlanta's in the middle of a playoff push. Like, you can't say, hey, Kurt, no matter you're fucking up, but let's put this rookie in. Now, the rookie go in and he fucks it up even more. They say, yo, we lost our playoff hunt because you decided as a coach to bench the veteran and put the rookie in. You're fired. Like, that's a like, if I'm going down swinging, I'm going down swinging with my fucking vet. The dude I paid all this money to, and then at that, they still won the fucking game.
Yeah,
so you're still, once again, even though you're a game behind Tampa Bay, you're still kind of a game up on their ass if y'all tied because you won the fucking head-to-head matchup twice. You swept them. So they just got to get their motherfucking mojo together. Kurt going through some shit. I don't know what it is. Why he cheating on him? I don't know what's going on, but he got to figure that shit the fuck out.
The thing you have to question is did the Falcons really win this game or the Raiders just have the tank on and beat a bad team that wasn't trying to lose their draft spot?
I don't even know. That's that Kurt was trying to get a game. Kurt was trying to get the last 2-3 fucking games away. He going through some shit. But we all know
we're standing up for him all year long.
But we all know at the drop of a dime next game, he'll throw for 500 fucking yards.
Right.
Because he got the offense to do it. It's just, I think something's going on in his fucking head. But once again, hey, my motherfucking team, I ain't got to root for this motherfucker.
At the end of this year, man.
Yeah, probably so. They was like, yo, he look like Matt Ryan right now. I don't know what the fuck he look like. Hey, motherfucking problem. All right, so that concludes our week 15 score recap. So as always, what's the next thing that we go into? Boom! Before we go to a quick commercial, we're not gonna go into the commercial right now, and you already know how it is. So, fuck it, we just gonna break it off right now. Boom! Our record so far, Rick. I want to thank you, bro, for your crazy ass picks last week. Yep. Because with all of that shit, I managed to take a 1-game lead.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a buck 52 wins, 72 losses. Rick is 151 wins, 73 losses. I made up 3 or 4 games this week. Rick, I went 15-1 this week.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one loss was the fucking Lions. I would have went 16-0. Goddamn Lions. But that was a hell of a week. If I would have bet, I would have made some money this motherfucking week.
It's probably my worst week for picks so far this season.
That's all right. Let's keep it going, bro. Keep it going.
I'm still well above 60%, so I'm happy with that.
Oh hell yeah! We still kicking ass on that regard. So what we do next is all right. Let's jump into. Oh, matter of fact, I gotta pull a whole damn week. Week 15 picks up. I got so much shit up in this motherfucker. Oh, I'm sorry. Week 16. Oh shit, my bad, y'all. Hold on, let me go back through this real quick. Put up the ESPN joint. Boom, boom. Pull up the ESPN app real quick. See what our week 16 games look like. Let me take off this banner real quick too, as well, so we can see what the fuck it is that we are talking about here. Boom.
Man, I'm on my bullshit again this week.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was kind of gonna let that shit be until we went over. I was like, yeah, Rick, you on your bullshit. I'm about to dust this shit off this week, son. All right, so we got the Broncos and the Chargers. We both went Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. We got the Texans and the Chiefs. We both went Texans. Man, stop trying to copy my motherfucking wins. You trying to catch up and shit. All right, next up we got the Steelers and the Ravens. I went Steelers. Rick went Ravens. That'll be a good one right there. We got the Eagles and the Commanders. We both went Philly. We got the Cardinals and the Panthers. That was a weird one. I went Cardinals. Rick went Panthers. I'm about to dust your ass off. We got the Rams and the Jets. We both went Rams. Watch the fucking Jets win. We got Giants and Falcons. We both went Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Browns and Bengals. We both went Bengals. Titans and Colts. We both went Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Lions and Bears. We both went Lions. All right, Lions, get y'all shit together.
Right.
Vikings and Seahawks. I went Vikings. Rick went with the upset of the Seahawks.
Yes, sir.
All right, we got Bills and Patriots. We both went Bills. I'm surprised Rick ain't picked the fucking Patriots. We got the Jaguars and the Raiders. We both went Jaguars. Yeah, we both bugging. We got Dolphins and Niners. I went Dolphins. Rick went Niners. Damn, Rick, no face in your own team? Damn, that's fucked up.
After that last game, man, I don't know. That was fucking ugly.
I went Dolphins. Rick went Niners. And we got the Cowboys and the Buccaneers. We both went Buccaneers. I got a strange feeling. Last but not least, oh shit, we got the Packers and I don't went off the fucking screen. Who the fuck were they playing? Packers and Saints. We both went Packers. All right, y'all. This is another week where I think I'm just gonna pass Rick. I'm just going, I'm going to dust him off. I feel that shit coming this week, y'all. I'm saying I don't know why. It's just like that. Mark, your Heisman coverage was top. Oh yeah. I'm about to get on that too. Julio. Appreciate that, brother. I'm about to talk about that as soon as we come from. Wait a minute. Oh, not commercial break yet. I'm sorry, y'all. We still got to do the power rankings. That's what I forgot was the fucking power rankings. All right, so as always, boom. Let me get these joints situated up here real quick so we can jump to Rick power rank. Yeah, Rick, explain your power rankings right here, brother. Actually, yours not too bad though. I ain't gonna lie.
What the hell?
You lost
Hold
something?
on. Hold on. Dang. My audio's jacked up. Hold on.
I can hear you.
Oh, no, I mean, I couldn't hear. Like, I had like 3 audios going in my earphones at the same time. All right, so as much as it pains me to say this, the Bills wins over the Lions put them in the freaking top of this division, or the top of my power rankings. I've been held them off long enough. The Eagles still doing their thing. I think Kansas City, they're kind of right there in the middle. Without Patrick Mahomes, it could get ugly, but I can't count them out just yet until till that actually plays out. The Lions losing, I think they fell a little bit, and then the Vikings, man, like you said, they could be right, and they could mess around and win the whole NFC. So they're right there too. That might even had them a little bit higher, but we'll see.
You know what? I wanted to talk shit about your top 5, but with the way that like 5 or 6 of these or 7 of these teams are playing, like it was, I stared at this list for about 10 minutes, and I was like, "Where the fuck do I put these teams at?" Because it's like you're really not wrong, no matter where you place like a good 5 of them at, because that's how close it is. I want to be like, all right. I was like, all right, let me see what Rick do, because I know Rick gonna throw some crazy shit up here. Then I saw your list. I was like, you know what? I can't get mad at Buffalo. Really, really, honestly, being at number 1. Of course, my Eagles. Then I can't get mad at the fucking 13-1 team, even though the Lions lost. Like, they lost to a team that you got ranked in. Like, you got to look at that shit. And then Minnesota, they what, 12-2? Like, like what the fuck? Like, I can't get mad at your top 5. I really can't. I want to, but I can't.
We're like, realistically, this is a top 7 because there are 2 teams that are just outside at 6 and 7 that could easily slide up in those spots.
Yeah. So yeah, that's not a bad list. So the recap: Rick got Bills at 1, Eagles at 2, Chiefs at 3, Lions at 4, and Vikings at 5. I mean, I'm repeating it like y'all can't see this shit on the fucking screen, but for those who can see, I'm just going to repeat it back. All right, so here go my crazy ass list, and that's pretty much kind of exactly what it is. All right, so I got the Lions at 5. They would say, "Hey, why you got the fucking Lions at 5? They were just number 1 for like the past 18 fucking weeks." Well, because there's a reason. Once again, they're injured, even though they really got nothing to do with your fucking rankings, but they gave up, 40, 45 fucking points? Granted, you scored 43 or whatever the case may be, but your defense gave up 45 fucking points. Like, that should factor into how I view your team. You scored a lot of points, but that also means you was not playing defense either. So team-wise, you're one-dimensional. You can score, but you can't stop them from fucking scoring. So I had to factor that in. Granted, you're still at 12-2, so I cannot really knock you out of the top 5. But that shit did factor in, and I think you're the only team on this fucking list right here that lost. So I can't reward you for that either.
Right.
Kansas City. I mean, you're 13-1. You got the best record in the fucking NFL. However, your losses are a little shaky, but yet I cannot knock you. I can't put you below Detroit because you're still continuing to fucking win. No matter how you're winning, you're still winning. Right. Minnesota. I mean, what the fuck, yo? These motherfuckers are for real. I mean,
I will say this, and I gotta, and not to cut you off. I always cut you off, and I apologize. But man, Minnesota is playing the best football I've seen from this team in a while.
Oh, facts. Like, they both sides of the fucking ball as well. So once again, like, doing the list is like, yo, who do I put with? Like, it was just so difficult, but Minnesota has earned their spot up there. Buffalo at
we
number 2.
Won't tell Steve we said that though.
Yeah, Steve probably listened somewhere though. I got Buffalo at number 2, even though you just beat Detroit. The reason I got them at number 2 is because
you're an Eagles fan.
No, because the week prior you shit at the bed against the Rams.
Right.
So then you still dropped a good game against Detroit, but yet you still gave up damn near 40-something fucking points as well.
Right.
So your offense is killing it, but once again, your defense still surrendered almost 38, 44. So that shit does factor in for me. And you're coming off a loss against Los Angeles. So it's not just this week, it's every week combined to this week is how I view my power rankings. So once again, good game, good win, but yet your defense still surrendered damn near 40 fucking points.
Right.
That factor in. Which brings me to my number one team. Not because I'm a homer or anything of that nature, but they scoring and they're not letting you score.
Mm-hmm.
So they playing all facets of the fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying it because I am an Eagles fan, but you can pull up the stats all the fuck you want. There's no quarterback really throwing for 200 yards on this fucking team. There's no running back rushing for over 100 yards on this fucking team. As a total, there's no team getting over 250 yards on this team totally. So when I'm looking at them, I'm looking at who they're beating, and I'm looking at how they're beating them. And they're on the fucking 10-game fucking winning streak. So there was no slip-ups against like a Rams like the Bills had. Eagles beat the fucking Rams. So once again, the reason that they're number one is because they're playing as a total fuck. They're going to score 30 points, but they're not going to give up 25.
Right.
So that was my issue with what Buffalo did and, with what Detroit did. So you can score to 40, but what are you giving up? Eagles, I think it was what was the score? 27 to, I don't know, 12 or 13 or whatever the fuck case may be. But they're not giving up 30 points.
Right.
Yeah, they're not giving up 30 fucking points. So, I had to look at that. So that's why I have the Eagles at number one. And if y'all don't like it, ain't my fault your fucking team losing, pretty much. I don't care. Now, with that said, Rick and I are going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back with some shit that Rick then came up with some topics that he wanted to discuss. So we gonna we gonna see what that's out. So we'll be right back. After. Normally, probably would have had another commercial pop off, but I was like, you know what? I don't even want to hear the next commercial. I don't even know where Rick went, y'all. I think Rick done jumped some monster or some shit. He all hyped. He ready to go. What's going on? All right, so of course every week, we try to discuss some new topics or whatever case. Oh, matter of fact, let's put the damn NFL thing back on there because I somehow done cut the damn thing off and shit and took the damn thing off. Damn, what's it called? That shit looking all ghetto. Like, here we go. Oh, and to the new people who just signed on, thank you. This is the Mass Podcast. I never did that before. Like, hey, welcome y'all, and then tell y'all who we are. It's Mad Podcast. We're here to talk NFL this week. Basic shit. So I don't know where to begin. All right. Rick had a couple of questions, right? So I'm going to call this the Rick segment. I'm just going to ask the questions that he provided me, and we're going to let Rick do his thing. So one of the questions were, are the Bills legit after their big win against Detroit?
So this is one of the things that I think we have to consider, because at the end of the day, when it comes to the Buffalo Bills, we know they've gone back and forth with the Kansas City Chiefs. We know that they've come up short against the Kansas City Chiefs. We know they struggled against the Los Angeles Rams. So there were some question marks going into the playoffs that I had with the Buffalo Bills. Is this going to be another year where they run away with their division and then fall flat in the playoffs? And I think this game, for me at least, against the Lions, to be able to put up as many points as they did and come out with a big win against the Lions, I think this made a big statement going forward.
Let me see. Do I want to answer these questions? Or do I just want Rick to just ramble on? I don't know. You know what? I ain't think about that one. Do I think they're legit?
Because every year they're legit during the regular season. Are they legit playoff contenders now?
Are legit playoff contenders? Yeah. Now, you already know I said this so many times, and I watch a lot of Sports Center and all that other shit. I think they was, they talk about Josh Allen, of course. Oh, yes, they're winning, but I can't wait to see what Allen does in the playoffs. I get that. I do. Trust me, I get it. However, you have to play the regular season first.
Right.
Josh Allen is balling. We all get it. We want to see what he can do in the playoffs. Cool. Wait till the playoffs get here. It's still like 3-4 more weeks left in the fucking. I just hate when commentators or reporters or whoever do shit like that. Like you're kind of downplaying what a person is doing because you got a beef with them about what happened in last year's playoffs. Who gives a flying fucking fuck? They're balling right now in the regular season. That's why you give out a regular season MVP, not a motherfucking, like God, I hate that.
That's where I wanted to draw the line because I didn't think we were giving enough, not we, but I don't think the media was giving Josh Allen enough credit for how he was playing right now. Like, I know we asked the question, or I posed the question, does this make him a playoff contender? But I think this solidifies them as a playoff contender based on what they're doing now, not making a prediction about what they're going to do in the future. I think this was their statement game to say, hey, yeah, we're still here. We're not going anyway, or we're not going anywhere. Y'all need to start worrying about us.
I agree. This was a great win. This is a great win for them. And you're right, Julio. I ain't forget. We about to touch on that too. Right after this segment. And I gotta make sure I do get the company right as well. Because we still got more of Rick other segment. All right, so we're gonna take that one off. Ooh, this is a nice one. All right. Will Mahomes' injury hurt the Chiefs, or I think it was asking like, should they, I guess, rest them, or whatever the case may be, heading into the last couple of days of the regular season?
Well, we already talked about it earlier in the show of who they have left: the Steelers, the Broncos, and I forgot who the other one was already. But they've got 3 tough games going out. The Chiefs.
My bad.
Someone's in the Christmas spirit over here. But
there was some shit on my phone.
Who were you? And you threw me way off. The Bills are 11-3, so technically, the Bills win. The Bills can win out. The Chiefs can lose out and miss out by 1 game. So they need to win at least one of the last 3 games. But so that kind of puts them in a position to not shut him down, even though they should. I don't think we're in a spot where they should try to win the division. They've got a team that can win no matter what. They've got a team that shows they can win those tight games. They've shown they could beat playoff caliber teams late in the season. Why risk it? Why, for home field advantage? If you're that good of a team, they're 13-1. You can win on the road. At home, it shouldn't matter. There's no strategy in not resting him.
I agree. Like Mahomes said today, he was like, yo, we went out, we had a little light practice. If I can't go, then, they give a guy like Carson Wentz a chance to go out and play. These guys are going for a 3-peat. And Mahomes said it. He's like, yo, he's trying to be careful with his words because, because you don't want to talk shit about another team. But what he said was, we kind of got like a comfortable lead right now that can afford us for me to miss a game or two because, our team is pretty much better than the rest of you motherfuckers in the AFC. I mean, that's what he was saying. He just couldn't say my exact words, but he was saying, we do have a comfortable lead where we can afford, if I do have to miss a game or so. And he's right. I mean, it's not like they got some great rhythm going on. They just winning games just because they're fucking talented. It's not like, oh, he's going to miss rhythm with Brown or miss rhythm with Kelsey. Like, they just winning off straight fucking talent at this point. So him missing, the point is to go into the playoffs healthy. Mahomes is the best quarterback in NFL. I want him healthy for the playoff run. And that team is good enough to win as number 1 seed or the fucking number 7 seed. It don't fucking matter to them.
Right.
This is 3-peat they going for, B. Like, they don't give a fuck.
There's no award for winning all but 1 game in the season. You don't get an award for going undefeated either. You get paid off of winning the Super Bowl. Like, what does it matter?
Yeah, facts. Like, fuck it. Look, I'm all for it. Sit his ass down, curse, especially they don't play the Eagles in the joint, so I don't give a fuck. Sit his ass down. Rick's next question was: would injuries derail the Lions? I probably spelled that shit wrong. Who gives a fuck? Would injuries derail the Lions?
Yeah, that's a big question mark right now. I think losing Montgomery was huge. Losing as many players like that on their defensive side of the ball hurt them as well, because you're not going up against the Jags or the Patriots or the Raiders come the playoffs. You're going up against the Packers and the Vikings and the Eagles and every other team in that division or in that conference that can put up points like that. You need a stout defense going into the playoffs, and losing this many guys late in the season, unless they're pulling an old school New England Patriots and picking guys out of the stands and they can come in and be the next man up, you have to be concerned about that one.
I'm with you. The injuries are going to slaughter them. I believe. I haven't gone through their whole record. I think that this was probably their worst defensive game that they have ever played this season. And I think, the injuries did catch up, but you played the Bills as well. Like they're not no fucking slouches. But I think that Montgomery injury is worse than anything that they have on the defensive end. Because now you're making them. I'm pretty sure they're gonna pull somebody out the woodworks, but he's not fucking David Montgomery to pair with Gibbs. That's a fair from fucking back. Both of them would have gone over 1,000 yards rushing this season if Montgomery did not get hurt. They were both going to reach 1,000 yards rushing. That's how deadly they were. And with Gibbs, I think it will hurt the passing game some, because that running game did. It went hand in hand with the passing attack. Now, yeah, some shit's going to be different there in Detroit. And as an Eagles fan, I'm happy. I'm not happy that no one got injured, of course. No. I'm happy because I want y'all to fall, because I want to win. Plain and fucking simple.
Well, you still have to say Jared Goff is playing some of the best football of his career this year, and he's not out of the game. So maybe he can elevate them. Maybe he can get to that next level. That's something we'll have to wait and see on.
I mean, is there another level for him to go to? Like, what the fuck? Goff is killing it.
Right.
But, like you're right. But I think the injuries will, fuck them up. But, damn. But they really do that next man up thing to the best. Like they've been busting ass. But let's see, how long it can go. Okay, there's another question for Rick. Ooh, yeah, that was a good one right here, Rick. Did the Eagles prove doubters wrong?
I'm gonna say my piece, and I'm gonna let you take over on this one as the resident Eagles fan. I know the passing game was the big frustration. Did the media blow that a little bit out of way out of proportion with AJ Brown? So this was a game where the Eagles had to say, "Yeah, y'all were wrong. Shut up. Watch us win." And then left it at that.
Breaking news.
What?
And we just said it. I'll let you look at the breaking news.
What was it? I got my notifications off.
Oh, shit. The Falcons have named Penix the fucking starter. They have given up on the season.
Hey, listen.
And
I get where you're coming from, but I said it and I don't know why I had this gut feeling that this kid was going to be something special in the NFL. I said it coming out of this draft that he was going to be the better of this draft class. Now, the rest of the draft class might have proved me wrong this year, but let's see what the kid's got. I mean, they can't play much worse. Anyway.
I mean, hey, you might have a spark. Well, anyway, back to my Eagles. Did the Eagles prove doubters wrong? Keep it a buck. The only person who doubted them was them.
Damn Eagles fans.
Yeah, I mean, not even the fans. Really, they're their own team. And I still don't think that what AJ said was directed at fucking Jalen. That's the only issue that I had. They're like, like BG said, they're not cool. What BG was saying was like, yo, they were friends before this. Now you want a team. that friendship shit is cool, but it has to. It has to go somewhere else. Like now, you're fighting for a fucking championship. You're fighting for a Super Bowl. So that friendship shit is out the fucking window. They proved I was wrong. Yeah, that was a good win. They showed that they can beat you in all facets of the game. That was a lovely, lovely fucking win by my Eagles. You know what I'm saying? Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. Fuck the rest of your team.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, we have to go back, and we've talked about it week in and week out. There were the doubters in the fan base that are like, "Oh, it's time to fire freaking Sirianni." Blah blah blah.
Oh man, look.
Things. Oh, and then all of a sudden they struggle with the passing game. This was a year's worth of frustration that the Eagles just went out and were like, "All right, let's put that to bed. Move forward with our season."
Oh yeah, okay. Well, in regards, especially when it comes to the Sirianni shit. Now, mind you, something happened on the sidelines last week. What? Yeah, well, last week was Sunday, with Jalen Carter smacking the dude in the head, and Sirianni went to go talk to him, and the defensive line coach got in the way. So like, oh, as a defensive line coach, you should not get in the way of a coach trying to talk to a player. Like Sirianni said, what happened? Like, yo, I got it handled. But Sirianni said, yo, I'm a fiery dude. Like, I got something to say to him. I want to say, but dude is like, yo, that's my player. I'm gonna handle it. But the media saw it, and the media, I'm like, yo, why y'all just trying to tear this dude Sirianni down? So, like, what the fuck did he do to y'all? Like, the man has done nothing but fucking win.
And you know what? I'm gonna just touch on that. You want to say that a head coach should be able to step in and chew his guy out, but like, it's bigger than just the head coach's ego at that point. You want your guy to stay in the game, to keep his mindset on the game, not whatever the coach is bitching at him for. You send that guy off on a spiral, now all of a sudden he can't go in the next play. He's not playing at his highest level because you let the coach just tee off on him. Somebody's got to step in and say, guys, enough's enough. Let's focus on the game. We'll handle this later.
Yeah. And I think I put it in the chat. I think after that encounter, they got the video of the two hugging, Sirianni and Carter hugging. But once again, that's not what the media is going to show you. I saw that in somebody else post who had to take a picture of it from their television. But once again, the media is not going to show you that part where they, where everything was fixed. But once again, I don't know what the media got against this Sirianni dude. I have not figured it. I have not figured it the fuck out. But they got a real hard on for this dude. But y'all want him fired because soon as y'all fire him, y'all team gonna come scoop him up. Because every player is like, yo, that's our coach. We want him to be who we are. They took on his personality this season. No doubt about that. I guess that was most of Rick's joint. But no, we got one more thing for Rick, but I'm gonna say that one for last right there. That GM for a day one, because I read your article and I was like, yo, I gotta add this shit to the show because
yes, sir.
I think we both got different opinions on the Giants' approach. So I was like, all right, we're gonna add a new segment to the show called GM for a Day. Or anybody that's listening, Rick wrote an article about the Giants, about what they should do in the offseason. And I read the article and I was like, you know what? I kind of disagree. So I came up with a new segment. It's going to be called GM for the Day. So if you're the GM for the Giants for a day, what moves would you make to improve your team? So Rick's going to make his case. Then I'm going to make my case with my rebuttal. And we're going to see who's the better GM. But before we do that, let me grab it real quick. Let me check the chat real quick. There's no hugging in football. You know what, Fournette? There's hugging in football.
No crying in baseball and no hugging in football.
That's the problem with y'all Dallas Cowboys fans now. Y'all ain't hugging. All right, so last weekend. All right, the weekend for Team NBS Media, I covered the Heisman, which I think was like my third or fourth one covering. They pretty much all the same to me. Yeah, I mean, real shit. But this one was special because for me, the Travis Hunter thing, and then covering it, I also learned that Cam Ward, who I'm pretty sure that Rick doesn't have any love for, from the Miami Hurricanes. I had no idea that he also came from an HBCU as well. I did not know that until they was on the stage talking. I was like, oh shit! So we got matter of fact, we got 3 players who might have came from the HBCU. Like that shit was remarkable. I think all 4 players was not at a Power 5 school to begin with. That was remarkable. Even Dylan was not at a Power 5 school when he first started, before coming to Oregon. That was crazy to know. I learned a lot about their personalities. But hold on, even before this goes, weird shit. My son is a running back. My son is a fan of Gentry. So I told him, like, hey, when I get there to interview them, I'm going to FaceTime you so you can ask your favorite player a question. Like, first of all, I don't care what nobody say. Like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. But like, dude, you think that you don't have any kids? Plain fucking simple. Like, yo, I'm standing in front of my son's favorite fucking player. You don't think I'm going to include my son in this? What kind of father would I be? Fuck out of here. First of all, my kids think what I do is fucking cool to begin with. So hell yeah, I'm going to play on that. Like, I'm saying, talking to Travis Hunter and Gentry and Cam Ward. So yeah, I want to FaceTime my kids so you can think dad is really super cool at that point. But anyway, so I get in front of Gentry, right? About to ask him. So I FaceTime, I FaceTime little Mark. Picks the phone up. He sees Gentry. So he starts freaking out in the background and shit, right? And mind you, I don't have my ear thing in. So Gentry can hear my son freaking out. He can literally hear my son freaking the fuck out, right? So I'm like, all right, you ready to ask him this question? About to ask him the question. He's like, yo, Dad, I got to call y'all back. I got a phone call right now. What the fuck kind of shit are you on? Who does that? I put you in front of, like somebody's a Jordan fan, put you in front of Jordan, you're like, Jordan, I gotta take a shit. I can't talk to you right now.
I'm getting kind of hungry. I'm gonna go grab a snack real quick.
Yeah.
Like, what the
I'm looking at my son, like, yo, what the fuck? Now, mind you, while my son is saying this, I got Gentry in front of me, but I got his parents right next to me. So everything that my son is saying, his parents hear it as well. So he's like, yo, I got to call you back. I think it's his girl's mom. I forgot which one that said was on the phone. But his mom overheard that. And she says, you know what? That's a smart boy. Because if I call my son, he don't pick up my call, we got a problem. Now, mind you, Gentry is right there. So we all know how moms are. So
just like
his mom was like, yo, if I call my son, who's right here, and he don't pick my phone call up, we got a problem. All I could say was, yes, ma'am. Like, that's all I could say, was yes, ma'am. So I was mad at my son. I was embarrassed because I thought that it made me look crazy. But to the mom, I got a thumbs up. That's all. I don't give a fuck what Gentry thought. As long as I passed the mom test, I was cool, bro.
That's a great story, man.
Now, the other part of the story is, once again, I called my brother because I'm about to interview Travis. And he's a big Travis fan. So I'm like, Cheo, and Renee, you know Cheo. So I called Cheo. I'm like, Cheo, I got Travis. Once again, don't have my earpiece in that I normally have. Cheo's driving. All I hear is, oh shit, nigga, is that Travis? Everybody heard him. He was like, yo, that's a motherfucking. I was like, you know what? I ain't calling no more people in my inner circle and letting y'all, see what we do for fun. But anyway, other than that, look, everybody know I wanted Travis to win. So I think that was a great thing. They fed us well, man. Fish, chicken, rice, veggies. But it is, it's a great experience. Covering any event. Like I said, that's my, I think, fourth time covering the Heisman. And wait a minute, I'm looking for it right now. I'm not looking for any clips. I was gonna do a whole video, but I didn't grab it. Oh, here we go, right here. I want to thank DNVR Sports for putting up my clip of my question that I asked all four candidates, which was, how do y'all feel about the new college playoff format? Dylan from Oregon, he said he liked it. Of course you like it. Your team is number one team in the country. Travis liked it. Of course he would like it because, they really didn't have a chance for the playoffs. Gentry liked it. Of course, they get a first round bye. I got to Cam. Cam said, hey, it's cool. However, they need to figure out their selection process. Anybody knows about college football, you understand why Cam is frustrated because he felt his Miami Hurricanes were left out. He was the only person frustrated on that panel when I asked that question.
I don't know nothing about that.
Now, once again, as a reporter, I could not say what I wanted to say, which was maybe you motherfucker should have lost to Syracuse. But I probably got kicked out of the Heisman for saying that shit. But honestly, that is the truth. If y'all wouldn't have lost, y'all would not be in this situation where you're up on the stage mad. Now, the other crazy part is somebody from the Heisman could be watching this right now, or Cam could be watching this right now.
You ain't getting invited to his NFL game.
Yeah, I ain't getting invited. But then before we go to the other thing, and thank you, Rick, for mentioning that, because it kind of got to do with what you mentioned in your GM talk for the day. Somebody asked, was like, hey, being as though y'all here in New York, both our teams suck. Would y'all mind coming to the Giants or the Jets? Dylan was like, hey, you know, whoever select me. Ashton was like, you know what? I'll bring a good energy to the locker room. I think I'd be a great player. Travis just didn't answer the question at all. like literally, he just did not answer the question. He was like, no, next. I was like, oh, okay, that was a little strange. But then I understood why he didn't answer the question as well. I got it later on why he didn't answer it. Then we got to Cam. Cam said the realest shit ever. Cam said, yo, Joe know where I'm at if you want me. He know how to find me. I was like, okay, that's a real shit right there.
Right.
But he was like, you know what? But I would not live in New York. He said, there's too much going on in here. I'm going to move to Jersey. I was like, oh, you can't come in the city of New York and say it's too much going on in the city and think they're going to draft you. That's not how this works, bro. But all in all, I just want to say that it was a great, it was another great experience, man. So maybe, depends on who's there next year. I would love to go back. Yeah. And Travis is by far one of the funniest motherfuckers you can ever meet in your fucking life. Like something about that kid is just he different, like humble as fuck. Like he's a straight clown. Now with that said, let's jump. No, we're gonna say Rick shit for last. We're gonna say Rick thing for last because I can't wait to talk about this one, yo. I can't wait. All right, so for me, I had about 2 topics I wanted to discuss. Y'all know me. I love my motherfucking graphics more than any fucking thing, yo. You know what I'm saying? So we got week 16, right? Yeah, week 16 coming up. So I wanted to do 3 games of the week. Everybody always do. We got what game of the week should we watch? I did 3 because 3 of these kind of got implications for a lot of other things. First one, I got the Steelers and the Ravens. That's for first place in the division. That's a very important game. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the Steelers beat them already, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So this if the Ravens lose this division to the Steelers with 2 quarterbacks that nobody wanted. That's a hard pill to swallow if I'm Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, because y'all supposed to be where Kansas City is at. That's where everybody expected Baltimore to be at. So you cannot get swept by Pittsburgh, and you cannot lose this division to Pittsburgh. This is a very, very important game for Baltimore. Not so important for Pittsburgh because no one really expected y'all to be here. But Baltimore cannot afford to be swept by Pittsburgh this season at all. They cannot afford to lose this division. I don't give a fuck. 2-time MVP this and 2-time MVP that. Dude, no, that can't happen. Next game, Broncos and Chargers. Yeah, it don't seem like much because they're not playing for the division. But once again, I did not expect Harbaugh to have this team at 8-6. And I did not expect Sean Payton to have the Broncos at 9-5 either. This is a very important playoff matchup. Well, playoff position matchup that we're having in the AFC West right now. The AFC West, when you talk about it, I really want to play neither one of them teams. You got Kansas City, you got Broncos, and you got the fucking stop sleeping on these 3 teams. This is a very important game. Broncos win 10-5. Broncos lose 9-6. Chargers win 9-6. Like, yo, that's a very, very important matchup to watch heading into the playoffs. Okay, I got this game up here because you got to watch Minnesota. You got to see what Minnesota is doing. Like, they need these games to stay within striking distance of the Lions and the Eagles in the fight for that number one seed. But we don't know what's going on with Geno, so they might kind of get a pass. Like, if Geno's not playing, I expect Minnesota to run away with this game. If Geno plays, Seattle could upset the motherfuckers.
Geno needs to play, and Geno needs to be on his A game. That's going to be the big difference maker. Because some of their losses this year, he was not playing at his best. So it'll be interesting. If he plays, he's got to be healthy enough to bring it his best.
We got Ashmere saying after the games this weekend, Denver going to win. Ashmere, look, and Keith, I'm sorry, because I don't want you to think I'm a Broncos fan all of a sudden. For some reason, I'm rooting for these motherfuckers. I don't know what it is about the Broncos. Like, I mean, you got your team that you like, but then you kind of sometimes adopt another team. Like, I'm rooting, and I don't like Sean Payton. I like this kid, Bo Nix, though. So I'm rooting because no one expected them to do anything. So I'm kind of like, you know what, Broncos? Do your motherfucking thing this season, yo. I'm with y'all. Sorry, Harbaugh, but you should have kept your ass in Michigan. But I get it. NCAA was cracking down on your ass. He was like, yo, I'm out this motherfucker. Like, he took it. He was like,
before I gotta give money back, I'm out.
Yeah, he's like, man, fuck that. I got my championship. I'm going. But you know what? I'm with Ashmere right here. I'm rooting for the Broncos on this one. I think I got one more topic for me to discuss. We're going to hit on Rick shit right here. Rick, all that right there. All right. I also wanted to do my, oh, shit. I ain't popping up. I'm bugging the hell out, y'all. My bad, y'all. Sorry. I did my 3 teams to watch. I got the Lions up here because of what they're going through. They was kind of elite, not kind of, but they were named as like the number 1 team all year long. But now they're going through a decline. Like Rick saying, how far can they fall? That's you got to watch them now. How far can they fall? They can take a deep dive. So you got to watch them this week with all the injuries, without Montgomery. Like, let's see what happens. I got the Commanders over here because they play my Eagles, but also they beaten up on a lot of inferior teams. So we they play the Eagles again. They could win. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got their ass beat the first game. They might come back a little hungry and and they could win, but you got to watch them because they're in that, I think, 7th spot for the playoffs. But you still got Tampa Bay that's coming right there. And you still got Green Bay. Like, you got to watch Washington and see what kind of team Washington is, because now they get into the nitty gritty of their schedule. So we about to see, who they are. And the Raiders. They're like, why the fuck you got the Raiders as a team to watch?
I had me baffled too.
Because I just published the article today saying that the Raiders need to tank because they need a new coach. They need a quarterback. And they need a fucking running back. The Raiders are a team to watch because they should not win any more fucking games this year, because you got to fight off the Giants for that number 1 spot is very important, because me and Rick, we're about to talk about that. That number 1 spot is very important for the Raiders. Watch these fuckers. Like, I think they got like the 8th string quarterback playing. I think they
I'm gonna go try out for the Raiders.
Their 30th string running back just went down with an injury, so I think they're about to call Rick. Rick's going to come in and suit up and be their fucking running back for them. Oh, yeah. But that is my 3rd team to watch. I want to watch the Raiders because I want to see what they're going like. If they're going to try to win games, I would tank as much as you can. The Giants have won 2 games this year? I think 2. Wait a minute, has the Raiders won 3? Damn, Raiders really won 3 games. Holy shit. But yeah, Raiders need to tank. Pretty much that's where I'm at with my whatchamacallits. So
Raiders are 2-12.
Oh shit, 2-12. What if I get 3-11? Oh shit! I think I had them winning last night. So I made this. Yeah, I made this graphic last night. I was like, you know what? I think the Raiders might beat the fucking what's it called? So I think I made
Makes
this.
sense.
Yeah, I made the graphic last night before the game. I forgot to go in and change that motherfucker. My bad, y'all. Yeah. So once again, they need to tank. They need to fucking tank. All right. So we're gonna do the new segment, which is fucking G up for the day. Oh man. Wait a minute. Boom. Y'all know me. Y'all already know it. You already know what it's about. I'm a graphic dude, man. I can't help it. I'm a graphic dude. All right. So, as I explained to y'all, Rick wrote an article today.
Yes, sir.
Raiders don't want to win. You got that right, Asper. They don't want to win. Rick wrote an article today saying what the Giants need to do this offseason. So, Rick, explain to the viewers and the listeners what you meant by that, and what you think they need to do.
So I think not the Raiders. Damn it!
I mean the Giants. My bad, y'all.
The Giants. Yeah, I think the Giants need to stay where they're at in terms of their coach and GM right now. Everybody and their brother says fire everybody, start over, man. The NFL needs to stop this cycle, man. I understand fans are frustrated. You can't keep hitting the reset button and expecting to build a 53-man roster in 2.5 seasons. It's wild. I will never understand that. If you get 10 free agents in the free agency period and you get 6 to 7 draft picks, you've essentially got 16, 17 guys that offseason and on a 53-man team. That at best you're doing a 3 or 4 year turnover. But as soon as that team is struggling, as soon as they're like, that guy's not the guy, this guy made a mistake, that pick was a lousy draft pick, let's start over. It's crazy. It never works out. Look at all the teams that fire their coaches 2.5 years in that are still in the bottom of their division every year. So we're going to move past them firing everybody and hitting the reset button. The Daniel Jones thing was a big flop. It didn't work out. But I think free agency, there are plenty of quarterbacks that they can bring in and be successful, be that bridge to the next quarterback. One of the biggest things I said about this year's NFL draft, quarterbacks, and this is not knocking a single player on them. They all have the talent. They all will go in, and I feel like at some point will succeed. But I do not feel that there's a quarterback in this draft that is going to be that elite quarterback day one for the team. I don't think there's going to be a quarterback in this draft that is going to go in with a 2-win team and change the culture of that team. I think every quarterback here needs to develop. They need to pick up the speed of the game. They need to learn and build the positions around them. You need bigger players. So my thing is, I think the Giants should go after hard for Sam Bradford. Get the hell out of here with that. The Giants need to go hard after Sam Darnold, but not overpay. I think 25 million a year would be a discount from what they just paid Daniel Jones. Might not be able to pull him away from the other teams. Do not overbid on him. If you have to overbid on him, let him walk and go out and get one of the aging veterans that can be your bridge guy. Now, in the first round, they let Saquon Barkley go to Philadelphia. That is what it is. That's the GM's fault. If you want to fire him from that, nobody would forget. Nobody would complain. But at the end of the day, I think that Gentry kid could easily be the spark day one for them. He can carry the football. You're going to put him on the field with Malik Neighbors. That is 100% a duo that you build a team around right there. You go into the second round, pick up a quarterback like Kyle McCord, who might develop a little bit down the road, and he's not bad. He led the college football in passing this year. I think he's a little bit raw. There's some timing issues. There's a couple decision-making issues that can be coached up. I think he can come in and be an NFL level starter, but it won't be day one. And it shouldn't be in year one. And then you pair him with something the Giants have been missing out on for seasons now, in a solid tight end like Arondé Gadsden Jr., who did great in Syracuse. Yes, I pick a lot of Syracuse players because I watch them play and I see how they would fit the Giants scheme. You get him with the chemistry of a solid running back and a Malik Neighbors, and a quarterback in, let's say, a Sam Darnold who come in and made leaps and bounds with the talent around him. So if you bring in that talent and bring him into New York, maybe he leads that team to a similar turnaround. I don't think you hit the reset button yet. I think there's plenty there to fix in the first couple of rounds that you can go out and get. Then you can focus your free agency on building your trenches on defense, which your run game sucks. They're in the top 5 or 6 in defensive passing, so you don't need to tweak too much there. So you can focus the back half of your draft on building the depth, free agency on the defensive front of the football. And I think the Giants have what it takes, and they have the pieces already there that they can easily turn from a 2-win team into maybe a 5, 6, 7-win team this year, and then have something to build on.
All right. Let's get into it. All right. Let me see. Try to go off the first thing. Let me move Ashmere first. I mean, her comment. I said her purse. All right. The first thing was like you're saying, okay, we got to find a quarterback. You're saying that there's no quarterback that's coming out fits what they're trying to do. That's why I disagree with one. Cam Ward is a great, like right now you're looking for somebody to pair with Neighbors. So you need somebody who could sling the rock.
Yeah.
We know Ward is good with that. And come on now, Shador. Still, in my opinion, the best quarterback in college. Probably the most accurate quarterback in college. So if you want somebody passing the ball to Neighbors, you need somebody that's accurate. Accurate as fuck, a pocket passer. I compared him to, I'm not saying he is him, but Jared Goff. They are just pure pocket passing quarterbacks. That's what Neighbors, that's what he needs. Now, we talk about Sam Darnold. We're saying, hey, y'all can't overbid for Sam Darnold. Guess what? Got no choice. That's the quarterback market. So once you go after a player like Sam Darnold, after leading his team to what he's leading them to, you're going to have to pay him. Someone, like you're saying, maybe 30 million. That's not the quarterback market. The quarterback market is starting you off damn near 40 million now. That's just the market. Someone's going to overpay him. If the Giants are serious, it's going to be them. Do I think Minnesota let him walk? Fuck no.
That's fair.
But like you're saying, so now you're saying, because they're going to have either the first or the second pick in the draft. So you're saying take the running back kid, Gentry, either 1 or 2.
Yep.
All right, hoping that
I would have said they could have drafted another wide receiver. You got 2 solid receivers right there, man.
But you still got nobody to throw the ball. Because you're still going on the hope that Darnold is going to come cheap. Darnold ain't going to come cheap after this year.
Well, I mean, there's still a few guys that are buried in free agency that can be those bridge guys that you can get for cheap.
Who?
I'd bring in Carson Wentz.
You want to play? You really? Really?
Listen, I know he's trash, but you're trying to build a competitor not just for next year, for the years to come. And the problem where I said that the Giants don't need to overdraft and don't need to take a quarterback first, because one of the biggest things that Daniel Jones struggled with, one of the biggest things that Eli struggled with, one of the biggest things the Giants have not fixed in probably 10 years is their offensive line. If that quarterback's on his back every play, he's not throwing the football down the field. I don't care how talented he is. All
right, so let's say you take your running back at 1 or 2. All right. Now you got to find, like you're saying, a bridge quarterback, a Carson Wentz, who just cannot stay on the field long enough to run the team. I mean, facts. Now you put Malik Neighbors and the rest of that offense in danger again. But now, do you really need Gentry when you got this kid Tracy Jr., who's been balling his ass off this year? I'm not wasting a 1 or 2 pick on a running back. That is not Saquon Barkley. I'm sorry. I mean, of course, Gentry is nice, but how many nice running backs have we seen in college football? They come a dime a fucking dozen.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I mean, I think I used Carson Wentz because that was a terrible, terrible one. But let's.
I get it though. I get it though.
One of the things I did write in the article, I thought Justin Fields did all right for Pittsburgh. He took care of the football. He had them winning. There's no reason they couldn't go get him for a cheaper price.
But how much? Because once again, he's going to have to get paid too. How much do you pay him?
Right, exactly.
That quarterback market is just fucking. It's out of hand. Like real shit. Like these quarterbacks are not signing anything that's damn near less than $35 million a year. That's because you got motherfuckers making 40 and 50. Like that's just the. And I'm not trusting Justin Fields with a $30 million a year. I'm not trusting this motherfucker. He can't even win over a 36-year-old quarterback right now. And you want him to run my motherfucking team?
Well, he doesn't even have to run the team for the extent of the full year. Like I said, the Giants team, their ceiling should be 5 to 7 wins. At the end of the day, I think you need a quarterback to give these young quarterbacks time to develop the speed of the game. You're not going to pick up the speed of the game at minicamp. You're not going to pick up the speed of the game in preseason. You're going to pick up the speed of the game in live action. Yes, so develop the chemistry with the receivers. Find a way to learn the playbook. You're setting these young quarterbacks up for failure every year. It happens every year. They start these guys. This year's the exception, but how many guys in the past have we seen start week one that you're like, well, he's a bust?
Now, all right. So let's say you got the number 1 pick in the draft or the number 2 pick in the draft, and you watch the Raiders. Let's say the Raiders end up with number 1, or fuck it. Let's say the Raiders end up with number 2. You the Giants. You say I pick Gentry, and Tom Brady and them go select Shador. Shador has a breakout fucking year. Joe Sheen or whatever the fuck his name is. Oh, it's time for you to get fired again because you done fucked around and passed up on another fucking player because, like you're saying, we need Joe. He didn't pick Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones wasn't his motherfucking selection. He didn't draft him. He drafted Nate. Like he's drafting the right. I mean, he fucked up with the Saquon shit. No doubt about that. But now it's time to draft. So he's been drafting correct. They do have to draft a quarterback. You got your wide receiver. You got your fucking running back. Now the tight end shit, that's because Waller retired. After that shit he went through with his wife, Kelsey Plum, he retired at the beginning of this year. They did not expect that. That shit came out of nowhere. So, and he's a Pro Bowl. He was a Pro Bowl fucking tight end. So I think that set their offense back as well when he retired. So now it's like, oh shit, we down a fucking running back because we goofed that shit up.
Legit.
Yeah, we trusted in Daniel Jones, but once again, I can't blame Joe for them because they didn't draft his ass. They got stuck with his fucking ass. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, here's this motherfucking $40 million a year quarterback that somebody else signed. Y'all just stuck with this motherfucker. That's why I don't think they give a fuck when they're like, yo, cut his ass. You want to go home? Bye. We don't care. We're gonna end up with the first, second pick. But once again, you pass on Cam Ward, you pass on Shador, and they come out to do great fucking things. Now you're sitting here with a top pick running back who the same thing with Saquon. We got a great running back. Now we need a fucking quarterback to take the pressure off this great. Like you're doing the same thing over that you did with Saquon. It's like,
but
we're doing the same thing.
But my point is they could still get that quarterback and still be in the same position because at the end of the day, they don't just need one quarterback to come in. They're who's their backup? Tyrod Taylor. They gotta rebuild that whole quarterback room.
They thought the same shit when you had Odell Beckham, or we got the receiver and we got the running back. It's the same. It's like what you're asking them to do is the same exact thing that they did with Odell, which is now Malik Neighbors. You asked them to do it with Gentry, which would be Saquon. Now it's like, oh, so maybe we can find a quarterback in the 3rd or 4th round. Like it's just you ask you to repeat the same thing over again.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is I don't think the tough part is I don't think they need to waste it on the first round. A second round, anything later, that would be a chore. But I still think after watching him play this year that McCord could be their guy going forward. That's the hardest part. He's a guy that they can develop into the quarterback of the future.
That's what they thought about Jones.
No. I remember on draft day, man. I remember that Daniel Jones pick, and the commentator said they picked Daniel Jones because he was an Eli clone. But that's the problem, is he was an Eli clone, but he didn't have the backing of the Manning knowledge. He was not a Manning brother. He did not have that same heads up kind of play that Eli did. They wanted him because he had the same skill set. He did not have the same football mentality.
But he was also being tutored by the Mannings as well while he was at Duke. I remember that as well. Sure. He was being tutored by them. But like you're saying, that quarterback situation is a tough one because it is one that is career defining. You know, it is one that can get you a raise. I mean, you know, it is also one that can get you fucking fired. And Joe Sheen, he's at the point in his tenure, only second year tenure, with my nigga, you can't make another wrong fucking decision.
He does, and that's just it. He's got a hit on all of them, and that's kind of where I was going. It's his seat is probably the hottest in football right now because that's a large market team. That's a very desirable job, and you got young talent there.
Like he really has to make the right fucking, you know, he has to make the right decision. And if he's off, man, that's his ass.
But and that's the hardest part is, okay, so we're in the same boat. Let's say now you draft a quarterback one. Now you've got that position locked, and I don't disagree with you that they might need to take a quarterback in the first round. They can't afford to miss out on one. But at the same time, if they draft that quarterback first, there's a good chance early in those rounds that they can miss out on players that they need as well. They're in such a bad spot. It's so hard to nail down. Like, they have to come in more than anything and have an A+ draft.
Yeah, or like you're saying, maybe like you're saying, get lucky. You know, maybe Darnold would take, you know, a pay. Like you're saying, they are in such a fucking mess. But I don't blame the current GM and coach for that because it's not their mess. It's like, you win an election as a president. The next president come in like, yo, I gotta clean your shit up.
Right.
the only mistake that Sheen made was Saquon. It's just because it's just blown, you know, it just got bigger than what it was. That's the only mistake he has made. Well, like him cutting Jones, you should have been to that shit, my nigga.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, he even tried to make that trade on draft day to move up and get a quarter. He tried everything within his power to do the right thing. Now, where I think you start to see where the real problem was when we watched Hard Knocks. How involved was the owner in making sure he still made the right call and let Saquon Barkley go? What he felt was the right call. But the owner was still in the office. I don't want to see this happen. You're too involved. It's another Jerry Jones situation. If you're going to point the finger at someone, don't blame your coach. Don't blame your GM. Stop meddling. Let the guys who know more about football pick the team.
Now, I still think even with the Saquon shit, I you do kind of get it because of the, you know, the injury history and you know, and things of that nature. They brought in Singleton. Like I said, you know, they got this kid Tracy Jr. I forgot his last name. Tracy Jr. and Tracy Carter Jr. I think that's his name is. You know, like Singleton just had a bad year. The kid Jr. he's having a great year, but once again, there's no quarterback play to offset the running game. You're playing fucking Tommy DeVito and Drew Lock and and you said Tim Boyle.
Yeah.
Like, so, and Malik Neighbors is trying his best, but it's only but so much the motherfucker can do because they got nobody throwing him the fucking, like, the Daniel Jones shit, cool. Because I think that shit was more media push than anything. Because, like, yo, honestly, you pick fucking Daniel Jones over Saquon. Well, quarterbacks, I mean, he just led y'all to the fucking playoffs. Like, we kind of get why y'all did it. But at the same time, you know, it kind of backfired because once again, you lost. Once they lost Waller, the tight end, it did kind of fuck up a lot of shit. That shit just came out of nowhere.
Daniel Jones was their scapegoat, man. Because we talked about it all season long. He wasn't playing terrible. He was playing respectable football. He made some bad decisions. He made some bad throws, but every quarterback does. I wouldn't put 100% of the blame on him, but it is what it is.
Yeah. But as far as the GM, I would not want to be the GM of the Giants. No. So for me, once again, I want Shador to go to Las Vegas anyway. But like I was saying with the Heisman thing, Travis did not say anything about the New York because prior to that, Shador and Malik Neighbors was outside playing catch in the fucking street. So when they got into the elevator, Shador took the football and showed that it had the fucking New York Giants logo on it. So if Travis saying, hey, I want to come to New York, that's going to block what Shador may want to do in coming to New York. So when they asked about it, no, I want to answer that question. That's my brother right there. I'm not going to say I want to come to New York knowing he possibly want to come to New York. Why would I say that? Because I might be the number one fucking pick. So if I say here in New York, pick me, and y'all pick me, but I know my brother really want to come here, I just took that away from him. So yeah, prior to that, Shador and Malik Neighbors are out in the fucking street in Manhattan playing fucking catch in the cold. Then get on the elevator, take the football, and at the bottom of the football is what? The New York Giants logo. So he makes sure he showed that to the camera. I'm like, oh shit, Shador might want to come to the fucking Giants. So when you made the post today in the group, I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna wait till we get on the show. But that's what was going on during the Heisman weekend. I think Shador was making his play to come to New York. And with Cam saying, hey, Joe want to call me. Sorry, Cam, he ain't calling you. If they got a choice, they picking Shador all fucking day long, not you. But once the boy was out in the street playing catch with Nate, I was like, oh shit, it's about to be it's probably a fucking wrap. But once again, as Travis cannot say, I want to go play for the Giants. And Giants like, well, you know what? Damn, Travis want to come here. Let's not take knowing how close Shador and Travis are. Shador telling Travis, yo, I'm gonna come play for the Giants. He can't come in and say, yo, I think y'all should draft me. So yeah, I think they're going to if they got the chance, I think they are going to take Shador.
That's a fair assessment. And listen, I want to make sure that everybody understands that, like every single person in the top 5 of these drafts, I feel like every single one of them is going to come in and have a great NFL career. They're super talented, but that's not what I wrote in the article. I think that it was more to draw attention to the fact that the Giants really, really need to make everything perfect in their offseason.
They got to nail this shit. They got to nail it. Just don't pick nobody from Syracuse.
Hey man, Syracuse showed up this year, man.
I'm fucking with you.
I can't even hate that.
Oh shit. Oh dang. Oh shit. Sorry, y'all. Oh shit. We like 8 minutes over. God damn. I swear, one week, yo, we really gonna have to get really we gonna come under that 2 hour time frame. You know what I'm saying? Good time is 9:30. I'm hungry too. But yo. Wow. Once again, viewers still goes up every time we about to go up there. It just still go up. But no, that was a good show. Want to thank everybody for tuning in. As stated earlier, for those who were not here earlier, there will not be a show next week. It is Christmas holiday. So spend time with your family or whatever the case may be. But we will be back. Was it the 31st? Which is New Year's Eve. We're gonna do the end of the year wrap up. I guess we're gonna, I don't know, sports and maybe some other shit. Sports and entertainment. Just
we got 2 weeks to figure it out.
Yeah, 2 weeks to figure that shit out. We're just gonna do some other shit. But it is gonna be the end of the year wrap up, so you can end your year pretty much with the Mass Podcast. Going into 2025. Good Lord, bro. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah. Damn, time flying. But with that said, another great show. Stomach is growling over here. I don't know why I don't eat before I go on air and shit. That I have not figured that fucking part out yet. I think I had like some ice pops or some shit. I love the cream pop chocolate. I think I had like 2 of those. I might have to go take a shit or something. I'll have for no fucking idea. But
God damn.
But no, real shit though. I am hungry. But no. Want to thank y'all for tuning in to another great show of the Math Podcast. We are off next week. No show next week.
Hey, we will still probably post on our picks on the.
Oh shit! Yeah. We still got to do that. We still got to do our picks because I got to catch up and pass. Well, I'm already past you already, but you know what I'm saying. I already passed them. But yeah, we still got to do the picks as all because so you can keep up with everything for the season. So we don't want to miss a week. But with that being said, we are going to sign off. Everybody, thank y'all for tuning in. We are 10 minutes over. Yeah, Ashmere and Julio and Renette. I want to thank y'all for being in the chat, keeping the chat live. Did I miss anybody? I don't think that I did, but I want to thank y'all for being in the chat. For all the viewers, like, yo, please always feel free to hop in the chat. Like, if you want to ask
we answer, we go as we go.
Yeah. We do our best to we do our best to answer, and I'll put I'll put them up on the board so so you can see your name in your face, things of that nature. But look, man, let me fuck off because I'm hungry as hell. But see y'all in a week or 2 weeks. 2 weeks, right? Yeah, see y'all in 2 weeks, man. All right, peace.
Later.